Hi, in this video we're briefly going to talk about how to invest your money as a teen. Before I even get started, I'm going to mention that a lot of the videos that you find when you search this topic are going to spend a lot of time telling you to invest in yourself, invest in your skills, invest in learning how to do different things that you like. And while I'm totally in favor of that, that's not the answer I was looking for when I Googled this, when I searched this on YouTube, when I was trying to figure out how to teach my kids, my teens, how to invest. I was looking for a guide on how they could actually start investing their money for the long term, specifically using the stock market, so that they could learn how to be long-term investors. And so that's the idea I'm going to focus on. Now, if you're a parent or a grandparent that's looking this up to help your teens, you're in the right place. And if you're a young person that's pulled this video up, then that is fantastic. You are ahead of the game. You're going to be doing great if you follow the advice that I'm going to give you in this video. Investing is probably the most underrated skill that we can teach our young people. It's one of the things that can be the most meaningful, and yet so many times we just don't even talk about it. One thing that's common across the board with successful investors is we all wish we would have started younger, that we would have learned sooner in life, earlier in life, and had more time to really be able to benefit from investing. And so the younger you're starting, the younger you're learning about this, the better off you are. In this video, first I'm going to share a few big ideas or very important thoughts as far as investing as a teen. Second, I'm going to introduce you to one of my children. My youngest son, Ethan, is 14 and has been investing for over 3 years now. And third, I'm going to give you the most concrete thing that you can do today to start taking steps towards your investing, taking action, taking control of your investing future. So I'm going to begin with those first few ideas, and I've got timestamps in the description. So if these are things that you're already familiar with, they're something you already know about, feel free to skip ahead. So the first thing to understand as a young investor is there's a big difference between saving and investing. And a lot of times you hear adults, people using those terms interchangeably. But savings is when you take money out of your cash flow, out of your money that you're earning or you're being given. Maybe you get birthday money or Christmas money, or you do an odd job here or there. When you take that money and you set it aside and you say, I'm going to save this for a particular purpose. Maybe it's for an emergency, but usually when you're a young person, it's for a specific goal, maybe a short-term or even a long-term goal, something that you might have to save up for a larger purchase. And that's great, but that's savings. Investing is different. It's when you say, I'm going to take this money, I'm going to set it aside, and I'm going to use this money to make more money, to make more money. And I'm going to use investing over the long term to make a big change in my life. So in this first big idea, you need to separate in your mind savings from investing. Investing is long term. This is something that's going to be measured in years, not in weeks or months. We're not just putting this money into an investment to make a few dollars and then take the money right back out and spend it. The second big idea I want to share with you is that the earlier you start, the better. And you're going to hear this a lot, but it really is true. As a young person, you have a lot of things stacked against you as far as investing. Until you're 18, you can't own your own brokerage account. It's not like you can go out and buy property and real estate with your money. You probably have a very limited amount of money coming in. The one major thing you have going for you, if you're a young person, is time. And here's the thing. Besides the amount of money that you have to invest, the number two most important thing is how much time do you have to work with. You have that to your advantage if you're a young person. So start early and get in the habit of investing and learn the discipline of investing so that you can benefit over the longest period of time as possible during your life. The third big idea that I want to share with you is along those lines. Begin the habit of investing. So you want to pick particular things. Even if you don't have regular cash flow, set yourself some goals. Say, hey, this year I want to invest $50 or $100 or half of the money from the lawn mowing that I do or the babysitting that I do, or maybe a certain amount of whatever Christmas money or birthday money that you get. Whatever it is, set yourself some goals and hold yourself to them and start to learn the discipline of investing. That's going to pay off as you get older. As soon as you start to have maybe that part-time job, start to consistently set even a small amount of money away for investing all the time. Okay, and the last big idea I want to share with you, I try really hard never to tell people what to invest in specifically, especially because I don't know when you're going to watch this video. I don't know what's going to be happening in the stock market at this time, but I'm going to encourage you to take your time. When you put the money in the account, start to do some research. Maybe do some research even before you put the money in the account to learn about the companies that you feel are great companies with great products, great services. Start to learn the skill of choosing the investments that you really believe in. It's okay to make some mistakes. Don't feel like you have to be perfect, but start to learn to think about the brands that you believe in, the companies that you like, and start to learn about them. Some of them will be fantastic investments. Others, you might find out that you love those products and you could be a customer, but you don't believe in the business and you wouldn't want to be an investor. All right, this is my son, Ethan. He's 14 years old. He's my youngest son. And Ethan, have we practiced this at all?
No.
We haven't rehearsed any of these questions, have we?
No, I should read a script or something. So, Dad,
No, I have questions for you.
Okay.
Okay. How long have you owned stocks? No idea?
About 1,000 years.
1,000 years. Okay, I looked it up, and you started investing in January of 2019.
Ooh.
Do you know how many stocks you own?
Well, I do know that I can say for a fact that I save stocks for McDonald's.
Yeah.
And Disney.
Yeah.
And DreamWorks, especially its new recent movie, The Bad Guys. And
Okay, DreamWorks. Do you remember which company that is?
a Comcast company.
Comcast, that's right. Okay, so you own 3 different companies.
Yeah.
Very good. And is that my money or your money?
My money.
That's correct. All right.
At least I know some things. I'm not all dumb.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
Do you think about any other companies that you might want to invest in one day?
No.
Okay. Anything else you want to say about investing?
Well, since we're on the topic of companies, I just want to say for the record, my favorite company is Blue Sky Studios. But tragically, it shut down back in 2021 due to Disney.
But you own Disney, so that's good.
Yeah, but I'm still mad at them.
Okay. So your favorite thing is to invest in movie companies, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Animation.
All right. Thank you, Ethan. All right. I hope you enjoyed that. So the third part, we're going to actually talk about what to do now. The first thing you need to do is recruit a parent or guardian, because legally you cannot own a brokerage account in the United States if you're under 18. Now, of course, if you're 18 or 19, you can go ahead and do that and download any of the investing apps that you see linked below in the description. But if you're under 18, most brokerages are not really geared to doing custodial accounts. But I'm going to share with you today the app that I use is fantastic for this purpose. I don't use it for the rest of my investing, but I do use it for investing with my kids. And it's an app called Stockpile. Now, Stockpile doesn't offer an affiliate program or anything like that. I get nothing from this. I just know that it's been a really good benefit to me and my kids, and so I'd like to share it with you. And I'm going to talk about the pros and the cons of this app in particular. So I like to start with the shorter list when I'm doing like positives and negatives. So let's talk about the negatives because it's the shorter list in this case. So the first thing that's not very good is they don't offer a sign-up bonus. A lot of investing apps or online brokerages will offer you a sign-up bonus. So I would offer you a link, and if you use my link and you make a deposit, you get bonuses. Maybe you get free stock or a free certain amount of money when you make your first deposit. Stockpile doesn't do that. So that's a negative when you're comparing it to the others. A second negative to think about is you're using a time trading window. So some apps will allow you to buy and sell live during the trading day, while the stock market is open. Stockpile is not like that. So what you will do is place an order to buy or sell, and during the next trading day, maybe it's today or maybe it's tomorrow or on Monday over the weekend, it will execute the order near the ending of the trading day. So if you're familiar with the stock market, the beginning of the trading day is the most volatile. So it actually works to your benefit that they usually do it near the close of the trading day. During about the last hour, they will make the purchases or the sales of whatever you've put in before that time. So since we're going for long-term investing, is that a big deal? Not really. It's just important to note, and some people would consider it a negative. And finally, the other thing I'll mention is sometimes I've found that they don't have every stock listed that I'm interested in investing in. But I will point out and give them credit that in 2 specific cases, I found out about a stock I'd like to invest in. I put in a support ticket and requested that they add it to the list of tickers that I could buy, and very quickly it was added to the list and I was able to invest in it. So good for them. All right, so now let's talk about the positives. Stockpile uses fractional shares, so this is very good for early investing with small amounts of cash. You're able to buy a small piece of any stock that's listed. And even though it comes out to a fractional share, it's great to be able to say, hey, I've got my $20 or $50 or $100 in the company that I want to invest in. Secondly, they now offer $0 trade commissions. So if you used Stockpile a long time ago, they had a $1 fee or 99-cent fee, something like that per trade, but they discontinued that in 2021. So now they have $0 trade commissions, which is fantastic. Another option that I really like about their brokerage is you can choose if you want automatic dividend reinvesting turned on or not. And so you have a choice. You can let those dividends come into your cash balance in your account and then choose to manually reinvest them in whichever stock you like. Or if you have a particular stock that pays a dividend and you want to just let it roll right back in, then every time that that dividend gets paid out, it will just automatically buy a small amount of that same stock again. And so you can set it and forget it, which is really fantastic, especially for young people. So the next idea, and this is really the main idea why I'm talking about Stockpile in this video today, is they really gear it towards custodial accounts and kids. And so I, as an adult, can go on and make my own account, and then I can register however many children I have. And I believe grandparents may be able to do it. Anyone that's a guardian of the child can certainly do it. and you set up those accounts under you, and technically on paper, all of the money in those accounts is attributed to me. So I'm responsible for that money. If there are tax implications or whatever, it will come out to me. But I'm allowed to create a profile for each of my children, and I can give them permissions that are age appropriate. And so my older teens are able to put money on the account and make purchases or sales on their own. And maybe my younger children, I have to approve the transaction. I have to actually do the transaction. But it also allows them to download the app and actually see their balance and see which stocks they're invested in and see the prices of the other ones that they have on their watch list, which is really cool. And then the other thing is it's set up so that when my child turns 18, I can transition that account over to their ownership. We don't have to liquidate the stocks and send them the money and pay taxes on it or anything like that. The account is just transitioned to them as an adult, which is fantastic. All right, one of the other ways that the app makes it really good for young people is it makes it very easy to find the brands that they recognize and that they love. If you're new to stock market investing, it can be difficult to find the actual companies that match up to the brands that you're familiar with. And so one of the things that Stockpile does is if you're searching something that has multiple different brands, it will bring up icons and imaging and branding that are associated under that ticker in a way that young people can see and identify and remember and recognize the products and the services that they're excited about and what they really want to invest in. So for example, if you really like Marvel movies and you search the term Marvel, it will bring up the Disney ticker with a Marvel icon so that the young person can see that yes, they're investing in Marvel because it's owned by Disney. But it will also display the other different Disney labels or branding as well. If you search Mario, you'll find the ticker NTDOY, which is Nintendo, which can be very hard to find if you don't know what you're looking for. Or maybe you search your favorite snacks like Cheez-Its and you'll find the ticker K, which is for Kellogg, which is who owns Cheez-Its, that kind of thing. The other thing I like about the app that was really great for encouraging young investors is they have a gifting program where anyone can donate and contribute towards a young person's investing by either sending them money in their account or actual stock. So it's pretty neat to be able to say, I'm going to contribute towards your investing by sending you some shares in the company that I know you're excited about. So if you're a young person that's watching this video today, you need to find that parent or guardian, that mentor that's going to help you and set up an account on the Stockpile app today. And hopefully it's someone that will either teach you what they know about investing or encourage you along the way, or maybe you guys can learn about it together. If you're finding this video helpful, consider subscribing. I'd like to share my tips and strategies with you along your investing journey. Okay, so now let's say you have your brokerage account and you can begin your investing. You're ready to buy, but you have to solve the next problem. What to buy? I think it's very important for YouTube people not to recommend specific stocks, but I'm going to talk about what to buy as an early investor in this video here. And if you've already watched that video, you may find going through the investing hacks playlist that I have here are going to help you the most next. Until next time, have a great day.